Hey guys, everyone, we're back with the comic book girl named Teen Plopcast, episode 4. Yeah, I call it a Plopcast.
That's what we have a name, it's a Plopcast.
It's a Plopcast, so get used to
it. Episode 4.
So what's our first topic? Let's get right into it.
All right.
T-Bone.
Today on the show, we're going to talk about an assortment of comics and movies and TV, and even novels, right?
Wow.
Yeah, all right.
And that was the most forced wow ever.
No.
You legitimately are excited, though.
I am excited. No, I'm really excited.
All right. In comic books, we're going to talk about Journey into Mystery, Cable and the X-Force, Uncanny X-Men, DareDevil, that's the first for us here, Young Avengers, Uncanny X-Men with a special character coming in.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
A spoiler might come up, so you should read it right now. Age of Ultron. And are we going to talk about any indie comics? Anything else?
We got some Twitter questions about some stuff that we'll talk about.
Right. We saw Twitter questions about indie comics. So we'll throw that at the tail end.
Yeah.
And then in movies and TV, we're going to talk about the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. A lot of people have been asking you about that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. We're going to go over Star Trek Into Darkness.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Are we gonna go over the review of Star Trek Into Darkness?
We're going to review our review.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's talk about Adventure Time, too, since we just started watching that finally.
I'm down with that.
And then we're going to talk about Nosferatu, because you're reading that, right?
Yeah,
the Joe Hill novel.
Oh, it's so good.
And then Twitter questions.
Okay.
Oh, and we might talk about Sony releasing the rights to Spiderman.
Yeah.
And probably half of these things might not even be covered, so we get
whatever.
Get on it.
There's a whole bunch of stuff in there.
Let's do it.
Okay, so
what's up first? Journey into Mystery?
Action. Pick a comic title.
Journey into Mystery.
Let's talk about Journey into Mystery for a second.
Because we've both been waiting for this to come out for a couple months
Yeah, they've been promoting that Beta Ray Bill is going to be in the upcoming Journey into Mystery arc. And if you don't know, Beta Ray Bill is, he's an alien. He kind of looks like a horse. He's very equestrian looking. He's from the last of his race, I believe. The rest of his race was destroyed.
I think he's the last of his race.
Corbinites. And he came towards Earth. Thor fought him, mistaking him for an enemy.
Correct.
He beat the shit out of Thor.
Right.
Odin thought he was so awesome that Odin made him his own Mjolnir called Stormbreaker. So this guy's like a cosmic Thor, essentially, who looks like a horse.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
He's a cosmic Thor horse.
Yeah, and he has a sentient ship named Scuttlebutt. And he's awesome, and I'm really excited that he's in Journey into Mystery with
I wouldn't
Sif.
call him a horse, necessarily.
Well,
what do you think he looks
equestrian looking. He's very equine.
Well, he's got a long face like that, yes.
Well,
I think...
But otherwise, he's an alien of some sorts.
He's awesome.
More important, he doesn't have any lips.
I do have a really cool action figure of him, because I love him.
I just picked one up.
Awesome.
I know.
Good for you. But, yeah, I've been reading Journey into Mystery since it started with Marvel Now. The first arc, I love the art of it. I love the art a lot. But the story wasn't, like, grabbing me necessarily. Whereas this arc, including Beta Ray Bill, is actually, like, I'm in. Like, I'm excited.
And to be perfectly honest, like, Journey into Mystery does kind of bounce around as opposed, like, who its main characters are, what the main story is.
And I like that.
Yeah, because you're never going to quite sure. But it does deal with, like, all the Asgardian stuff.
Yes. And I like the idea of a Journey into Mystery title where they are doing that. Like, if somebody like Marvel is like, comic book girl, we need you to pitch us a fucking writing story, I'd be like, Strange Tales. I want to just write.
Yeah.
I want to write some weird stuff with Strange Tales and just do weird stuff with different characters, you know, and like.
And I like the fact they have like this variety story comic because the Asgardians there's so much going on that you can tell like all these great stories.
And they've done really I really enjoy the character of Sif too. I mean, she's just like, I just love Asgard. I want to kick ass. I don't understand anything else. And it's very refreshing of a female character who's just like, I'm not thinking about boys, and I don't have a love interest. I don't give a shit. I just want to cut off heads.
I'm not Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I'm not constantly being told how to be cooler like Wonder Woman.
Right.
I'm not trying to be like, look, this is just, we're looking at the art right now.
It's so good.
That's
the art
great
is
art.
Beautiful.
The art.
Who's the artist on there?
Art is...
What's the name? Is it Emmett?
Oh, God. It's Schiti. I'm afraid if I say it bad, it's going to be a curse word.
Oh, jeez.
I think it's Shitty?
Shitty? I don't know. But it's fantastic.
I'm really sorry about that, dude.
It's awesome.
I'm sure he's heard it before.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Kid got made fun of a lot in school.
Really clean art. Nice lines.
So the deal is with this one, the guardian of Midgard, the goddess of Midgard, which is Gaia, which is Earth, you know. She is, I don't know, she's having some weird health problems. Her garden is like there's something under attack.
Yeah, like
so
fainting spells.
Yeah, so they've
garden's
isolated her in some weird asteroid with Stark's asteroid out in the middle of nowhere.
Mhm.
Beta Ray Bill is like, all of a sudden, like, once they get there, he's like, oh, you gotta get out of the way. And she's like, we cannot get out of the way, bro. He's like, what are you doing? You know, and he's like, chasing my girlfriend.
Which I can't wait to find out who his girlfriend is.
Who is Beta Ray Bill's girlfriend?
I want to know who, like, is brave enough to get in a lover's quarrel with.
I know. And then I love at the end where, at the very, very end, it shows the next cover, and it has, like, her and Beta Ray, like, Sif and Beta Ray being kind of romantic looking.
Yeah, that's a tough looking cover. Look at that.
That's a cool cover. Like, I know that I was just saying, like, Sif shouldn't have romantic interest, but it's still a cool cover. Like,
Whatever.
I like the illustration.
I really want to talk about how realistically comic the art is. Everyone has kind of like individual, like facial expressions are really great on some of this.
Mm-hmm.
When they're in the waiting room and you're looking at the Asgardians compared to the regular humans,
huge.
The relationship is perfect. It is the
size proportions.
Yeah,
right.
The proportions are awesome.
Like they're so much bigger than humans. Like
right.
Sif is huge. Like she's like fucking 7-8 feet tall compared to.
And the cool part, Jane Foster's in it, but they don't throw it in your face like, "Hey, remember when we put her in the movie?"
Right. Yeah. But in this though, she's also a medical doctor. Whereas wasn't she an astrophysicist? I mean, I know she's a medical doctor originally in the comics.
Right.
So I guess they're sticking with that, which was cool instead of trying to make it go with like the she's an astrophysicist instead.
No,
but
I look at this.
It was good. It wasn't annoying like I was talking about the Black Widow thing, where they were trying to tie in the Black Widow, like, you've got red in your ledger.
Yeah, like I said, they kind of like went, hey, by the way, we know you know this character, but...
Here it is. Yeah, it was good. It wasn't annoying.
All right, so we need to move on.
Keep moving on. No, right. Let's call that the pick of the week.
Yeah.
That was the one that you need to pick up.
Mystery
well, I have one Noobler question about that.
Yes.
Okay. How come this is issue number 652? It never started back at number 1 like the rest of the Marvel Now?
Nope.
No.
Okay, so they don't have that rule.
No.
No, yeah.
I mean, a lot of the titles did restart. Journey into Mystery. It's been one of the longest running titles they've got, and I guess they just kind of kept that tradition going.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. All right, so now we're going to talk about Cable and the X-Force.
So I haven't been up to date on this. Kirk, you've been reading it.
We talked about Cable and the X-Force like a few months ago, and I was really excited about the art and the fact that Cable had an X-Force again.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to stick with it because it didn't grab me right away.
Yeah.
But the characters were awesome. You got Domino on there. You
Forge.
got Forge.
Just say
and one of the best,
Dr. Nemesis.
And that's what I was just going to say. Like, the best relationship is watching Forge and Dr. Nemesis.
That's really cute.
They've turned into, like...
I could see that.
They've turned to bros.
Yeah, I could see that.
And
like,
it's really
I could
fun.
totally see that. That's awesome.
It's gone someplace where Cable is still having the premonitions, so X-Force goes in and does some pretty shady, preemptive, almost mutant terrorist stuff.
Okay.
But for the greater good.
Okay.
And he's kind of the other side of the coin, because Scott Summers showed back up last month.
Yeah.
And we were waiting for the big fallout. We were waiting for Scott and Cable to kind of like have fisticuffs.
Yeah, well, I saw the cover where it had Daddy's Home, and it had a picture of Cyclops, which I thought was badass.
And here's where things get a little creative and fun. Scott is totally a mutant terrorist, and we're not sure why. He thinks he's doing it for the right, for the greater good of the mutants.
Yeah.
Cable's kind of a mutant terrorist, but in the end, when you see what he does and how many lives he saved in order to do it.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not just Cable doing the stuff for mutants, he's doing it for all of humankind, and...
Cable's cool like that.
Yeah, and so there was this moment when Cable and Scott were like, don't worry, you're my son, I'm going to support you in everything you do.
Aww,
so it was kind of cool.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
So Cable, the series is definitely picked up, and I like it.
Okay, good. I'll have to go back and buy them then.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a Cable and the X-Force storyline I'd like to pitch now.
Let's hear it.
Okay. I think Cable should go back in time to the year 2000, and he should get the rights back for all the Marvel characters from Sony and Fox, so that we're never in this mess that we are right now.
I know.
Which brings up our next topic, which is that Sony was considering giving the rights to Spiderman back. There's a new scoop going on. What's going on?
We saw a scoop earlier that was saying that there is some shareholder of Sony who has this third-party big whatever deal chunk. He's getting ready to let it go. Part of his chunk is the rights to Spider-Man, and so there was a possibility that Marvel may be getting the rights back to their character. But then Sony, I guess, released a statement saying, fuck you, we will never let Spider-Man go ever in our fucking lives.
Which, by the way, I would love to see a press release from a company that big that literally says, no, fuck you, we're never leaving
I
Spider-Man go.
I know, to just say it like...
And then # Sony.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be the greatest...
So this whole thing was just a made-up rumor by somebody then?
I don't know.
But I like that idea.
Yeah.
I like making up rumors just to mess with these big companies.
Yeah, or who knows? Maybe someone did have a deal that they wanted to broker, and that's why they put it out in the media to see if Sony would bite.
Right. Well, but I wish, Sony's just done...
This is what the people want, though.
Yeah. Well...
It's what the people want.
People want to see fucking Spider-Man in the Avengers. That's what people want. That's what fucking people want.
I want the Marvel Universe to be the Marvel Universe.
Well, yeah, and that's another thing that's so messed up is, because all these people own these different rights, should we just go ahead and make a segue right now into the S.H.I.E.L.D. show question or something? Because it's
Yeah, we kind of connected that.
Let's just fuck it. It's organic. So...
We had a plan.
A lot of people have been asking me about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah,
which is going to be
the spin-off of the Avengers movie.
Yes, focusing on the S.H.I.E.L.D. operations. What's going on with them. It's going to be a whole TV show. Is it going to be kind of like a on a larger scale, Angel or X-Files, where they have a Monster of the Week deal? Because I know Joss Whedon wants to do that sort of stuff.
I would like to see the big baddie that they have to fight each season.
Right.
I like that format.
But
that said and done, the format for this one so far that we've seen is that Coulson has to put together a group.
So Coulson's not dead?
Not dead.
So
So this is happening before the Avengers.
Okay, I have a question. I have a question for you too about Coulson. Right. Was Coulson in the comics before, or was Coulson only from the movies and now he's in the comics?
Let's put it this way: if he was ever in the comics before the movies, I never saw it.
Okay, because that's
but
what
now
I thought.
They've made him very prominent.
That's what I thought, and I love that he has survived death into the comic books now, But anyways,
Which, by the way, if you wanted my review of Battle Scars last week, go back and listen to that podcast.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even read it, and I think it sucks.
So, Coulson.
It's
going to focus on him.
Yes.
Okay.
And he puts together a team, and they're actually working on the stuff that isn't classified. Now this is, big baddies that are in the world, screwing stuff up, and now S.H.I.E.L.D. has kind of gone public.
Yeah.
And this is their strike team to handle that stuff.
Okay, so... Are they going to be able to include mutants, since Fox owns the rights to X-Men and thereby, I think, owns the idea to mutants?
How are they going to work that problem out?
What do you think?
Well...
Do you like my idea?
I like Kirk's idea. Kirk, tell him your idea. This is the best idea.
I think because we can't say mutants. In the Avengers and all the Marvel movies, they haven't said the word mutant.
You can't say the M word.
That's my trick, though. What if mutant is such a derogatory term that they go, well, what are we going to do about all these and then someone just goes, no. You can't say that. And so every time they talk about mutants in the TV show, it's just, well, those M words.
Right.
And it kind of becomes like that derogatory word that they're not allowed to say, mutant.
That would be a really elegant solution.
I think so.
That would be a really good solution. Because that's the thing. S.H.I.E.L.D. won't work if you can't have the entirety of the Marvel Universe within, you know what I'm saying? S.H.I.E.L.D. deals with that's their whole job, is to deal with all the crazy shit that's going on. And if you can't have mutants, that's gonna really, I don't know, mess things up a little bit for you, I mean...
And for all we know, the strike team that they're putting together is actually S.H.I.E.L.D. enhanced.
Right.
Normal people that they decided to experiment on, or whatever way they're going to explain it.
Is Maria Hill going to be in it at all?
I haven't seen anything about that.
Is Maria Hill?
No. But I wouldn't mind putting her on TV again on a weekly basis.
She doesn't have to be in it all the time either. She like Maria Hill is. It's when you have some crazy big shit happening.
Then she shows up.
Then she shows up for a minute to be like, hey, what the fuck are you guys doing about this? Or something. That could be interesting.
Totally non-comic book related, but How I Met Your Mother is on its last season.
Right. So it's she could be available.
She's got a career in the Marvel Universe. She could be available,
and she looks really good in that S.H.I.E.L.D. suit.
She looks really good.
She does look really good. We watched the Avengers again the other day on Blu-ray. We hadn't seen it in a while, and we were just like, oh, let's pop it in and watch it. And A, it's still amazing.
Right.
B, man, she looks good in that S.H.I.E.L.D. outfit, man. It's I want a sweet onesie like that. Shit.
I just hope that if they do this Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, that they just do it to a 10. Because it would be a shame if it's just lousy.
Right.
Kind of what was that show we were watching about the dinosaurs?
What's the name of that crap? It was.
I remember it sucked. That's
it had the guy from Avatar, the general guy.
Right,
from Avatar
it was such a half-assed job.
God, I can't remember the name of it.
Primeval, Primordial, Prime something.
It was terrible. It was Prime terrible.
I guess I've tried to delete it from my mind. That's why I can't.
I know, and you kept watching it, trying to hope that it was going to get better, and then just never got better.
I like dinosaurs. I wanted to see something.
Everyone wants to see the Dino Show.
I know.
Definitely.
Tyson loves dinosaurs. In fact, he goes around all the time blurting out.
I'm not ashamed of that. What?
He goes around all the time blurting out, sex with dinosaurs, like all the time. And then,
Okay, that's a side note.
I know, and I get really jealous. I'm like, you better not. And
so anyway, this show, it should have been really good, but they were really lousy on it.
Yeah.
And I hope that the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
so
show...
shitty on
Oh,
it.
yeah, that son.
That son. I know.
He was
he's
so
like,
lame. He wasn't even
kill the
happy to be
dinosaurs.
there. Nothing impressed him.
I know we can't remember the name of the show, and someone will remind us in the threads, but basically, like, the dad does this thing to save the entire family.
Terra Nova.
Terra
And he does this thing to save the entire family and save their lives.
I didn't know you watched it.
Yeah, I did. It sucked. I hated it.
Yeah.
But that's why I kept turning into it.
I actually did a fan comic because I hated it so much.
Right.
Just so I could have a brontosaurus like take a shit on top of that sun. Because he didn't appreciate dinosaurs. He didn't care.
I know. Nobody
He should have been killed in every episode.
Nobody
and he kept
cared.
not.
Nobody was.
And then they tried to force a love story on me with
Yeah.
him. I was like,
Oh,
I
it's
hate this
terrible.
character. I want him to get eaten every episode.
No, you want to see the love story between the raptors.
Yeah.
That's the only love story.
And
you
then
care about.
those fucking Niners or whatever the fuck. God, those guys were annoying. Like, fuck that.
They-
Anyways,
they
let's
were-
not talk
anyway,
about Terra
yeah.
Nova.
Fuck Terra Nova.
So there's the
Anyone
shield
remembers
thing. That's, like, I think it could be good. It might be terrible, though. It's like,
Right.
hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
I mean, and it does have, like, potential
Right.
big name.
But they got to figure
like-
out that mutant problem, though. I
And
mean,
s-
M-word. We don't say mutant.
I
It's
hope
the
they go
M-word.
with that. I really do.
And I
You
heard,
know.
was there a rumor that Joss Whedon might direct the first episode?
I'm sure. he will.
Probably, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that'd be
Not
great.
the rest of it, but just the first one. All right, let's moving on. Okay,
Okay,
so let's back to comics.
Back to comics.
Back to comics.
What's happening in Uncanny X-Men?
Oh.
You need to talk about Uncanny X.
What-
So
what
first
issue
of
are we
all-
on?
First of all, my friend Chris texted me that morning. He was like, "Have you read it yet?" And I was like, "No, why?" And he's like, "You'll know." And I was like, "Okay." And then I get to the comic book store, and Robert's like,
Issue number 6, by the
and
way.
Robert's like, "Have you read it yet?" And he was like, just wanted to tell me.
Was his
so
hand
bad.
shaking a little bit?
It was.
Oh.
And Tyson was like, "She hasn't read it yet." And so he's like, "Okay, no spoilers, no spoilers." So I went home and I read it, and fuck yeah, Dazzler!
Right.
Spoilers! Oh my god! So they need an inside person to inform on like who's actually a good guy, who's a shithead, like what's going on. Like they just like S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't know what to do with this mutant revolution. Okay, they just
Right.
don't fucking know, and they don't want to screw it up. And they don't, and they want mutants to have equal rights, but they don't know how to do this.
And they basically essentially need an agent who's also really good at PR.
Yeah, and who's also
Yeah.
a mutant,
Yeah,
who has the
exactly.
mutant perspective. And they apparently come to Miss Dazzler,
Yes, so cool.
and I'm just so excited because you know what? This is okay. I know I talk about Dazzler like all the time, but I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so Dazzler is perfect for this because the thing that I've always loved about Dazzler is that she's always kept her humanity intact. Like, she always looks at things from also the human perspective, where she's like, yes, I'm a mutant, yes, I'm an X-Men, but yes, I'm also just a fucking person, and I want to go fucking hang out on the weekends and go to a fucking bar and not have to fucking fight Magneto every goddamn day,
And,
you know?
Here.
and like one of her big
Yes.
things is that she definitely wants to have that normal life too. Like
Yeah.
she wants to be a rock star.
She's
She
the
has
only one
aspirations.
who questions it.
Yeah.
She's the only one who questions it. And, like, you gotta, no matter what you're doing, you have to question it, you know?
You
And
have
that's
to.
why I appreciate her so much. And, like, I was reading this one old 80s comic, and she's, like, telling everyone, what are we fighting for? If we can't go out and have a good fucking time, then what is the point of all of this? And she makes everyone go out to, like, go to the bar and, like, dance and sing and have a good time. And it's fantastic, and it's refreshing.
And I think that's a really good point. Like, Dazzler kind of is the humanity of the X-Men.
Yeah.
Like, she's the one that definitely has to
Right.
remind them,
Right.
like, we're 24/7. We don't have to be superheroes all the time.
Right, we can be people too. And that's the thing that I like about the X-Men the most is, like, I like the soft scenes. I like it when they're just hanging out and having a conversation. That's my favorite part of the X-Men. I like that more than when they're fighting a fucking bad guy. And Dazzler is always instigating that sort of stuff too.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. Like we talk about in Wolverine and the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some of the best episodes are like, what's going back at the school? What's going on with the
Right,
school?
right.
What's going on with the students?
Date night, stuff like that.
Dazzler, she's going to play that vital role.
And I am really looking forward to it, and I'm really hoping that this time around, I tweeted this last night, in the middle of the night, like 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I really hope that this time around, like, they do it right. They do Dazzler right. Because, and I was like, hashtag, she could be really fucking cool if you try. And it's like, and that's another thing. It's like, her fucking powers are light powers. Okay? Light powers. They don't even know what you can do with fucking light in science right now. Like, it's fucking crazy. Light is fucking incredible and crazy and ridiculous. and they're not utilizing any of this weirdness, like, with her character.
This isn't some weird throwaway lame power.
Like, this bitch has been inside of a black hole, okay, and came out of it. Like, I don't think anyone else in the fucking Marvel Universe can say that. Maybe they can. I don't know. I can't think of anybody else. But I'm just saying, that's pretty fucking sweet.
And once again, Bendis is doing a great job after switching over from the Avengers to X-Men.
Yeah.
Once again, the art is absolutely stellar.
Yeah. I love the art. I love this weird
color
palette. I love the way he drew Darkchild.
Because this whole thing...
And the cuckoos, they look so good.
Every single panel of the cuckoos is...
fucking badass.
Just this wispy...
Like, the part where there's the three of them, and one of them's behind the other one, one of them's behind the other one, you just see each of their one eye.
And I almost feel like, how did he put the X-Men in an issue of Sandman?
Dude, like, I know, it's so cool. Like, I love the art that, I know that they're probably only going to keep this artist on for the magic situation,
for the whole,
probably.
like, limbo thing, but
man,
fuck,
like,
dude.
I love the color palettes, I love the art, I love what they're doing with it. It's weird, I'm in.
All right. You could talk about Dazzler probably forever, so let's move on to our next comic title, Daredevil. What?
Daredevil. I have not talked about Daredevil yet, and I should have, because we're 26 issues into it.
Mark Waid.
Number
26.
Number 26.
Has Kyle Rivera been back at all?
I don't think so.
That's a shame.
The art's still been really amazing, and the reason I'm bringing it up is that it has won a couple of cool awards.
Yeah, it won some Eisners or something?
It won some Eisners, and on top of that, the art makes it really feel like pulp.
Yeah.
And it's been really great as far as watching Matt have to deal with some of these enemies that have been coming back around.
Right.
And you know that they're all working together, and we're still waiting to see who the big bad is in the whole thing.
Okay.
Meanwhile, through all of this, Foggy has developed cancer, and so now he's dealing with that.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh my god, what kind of cancer?
The bad kind.
Oh, god damn it.
So they've been dealing with that, and now we've got this new enemy that showed up called Akira or Akira. Mm-hmm. I know it means like Ultimate Warrior.
Right.
But Aikai, something like that. But he's almost got Daredevil's old costume, and he does have Daredevil's powers.
Weird.
So he's got the radar.
Okay.
But he's also better than Matt because he can still see.
Oh, that sucks.
He's kind of one up.
No.
So this is the new enemy he's been fighting, and you kind of go like, oh, it's the whole like anti-Flash or like that whole Nega thing.
Right.
It's actually really cool. Come to find out, we think the end game, the big guy in the middle of all of it, who's been sending Matt all these enemies and like making his life completely fucking hell, is Bullseye, who we all thought was dead.
Okay. All right.
And I just really need to give the series a shout out because almost every issue has not been a disappointment.
You know, I read the first bunch when the Marvel Now came out, and then we quit seeing each other on Wednesdays, and then I was not able to read your copies, and I haven't been picking it up myself. I need to get the trade paperbacks.
Do it.
But yeah, that's good to know that it's been keeping up, because I really enjoyed what they were doing with Matt's character, because he's now, so he's come back.
Right.
And he's like, I'm not Daredevil, even though everyone kind of knows that he's Daredevil. Yeah, and then he's trying to have a law practice, but he's also still Daredevil. But then now he's back to being, like, flirtatious and, like wisecracking and...
Yeah, exactly.
And I really enjoy that Matt Murdock a lot. Like, it's like, I'm blind, but fuck it,
And he was getting very dark and broody.
And it's like, we already got Bruce for that.
Yeah, and he declared himself Kingpin at one point of Hell's Kitchen. And then he took over the Hand over in the Shadowland miniseries.
He's pulling some Red Hood stuff or something?
Yeah, and then he got possessed by a demon.
Okay.
So we kind of took it back to basics with Mark Waid
It's nice to see him back to basics. I really like that they're really revamping Matt Murdock's character more than just Daredevil. They're revamping Matt Murdock, which I like.
So are we excited now that the rights to Daredevil is back to Marvel and the movie world?
Yeah, man.
Fuck yes.
Man.
Yeah. Who owned it before? Was it Fox that had them?
I think that was also a Fox property.
Yeah.
And they have Fantastic Four too.
Yeah.
That could cross over into something in the future.
You know, for a bunch of people that really don't want to let go of Spider-Man, they're awfully like, well, you could take these though.
Right. It's like I don't know. Like I said, if they make if we just stop seeing Spider-Man movies and like quit giving them money, then they'll give the rights back. That's all it boils down to, Well,
I have a sneaking suspicion if this second one doesn't do what they're promising it to do, they might have to consider it.
Who's supposed to be the bad in the next?
Rhino and Electro.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Rhino. I wiped that out of my memory.
Yeah.
It won't do bad because there are plenty of kids that's all new too.
No, it's gonna be terrible. I'm just gonna pretend I'm gonna Harry Potter that shit into existence.
The worst part is they're gonna fucking kill. They're gonna kill Gwen.
Right.
Let's just get over this done and over with right now. They're gonna kill Gwen.
Right.
And speculative spoiler.
But the thing is, it's why not kill Gwen with Hobgoblin, or was it Green Goblin?
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin. It's like, if you're gonna kill Gwen, you gotta kill Gwen.
Either give me the fucking story in movie form and make it really dark and make it so that
but they're
fucking
not gonna
Peter
do that.
screws up with the wedding and accidentally kills her.
They're just a bunch of fucking businessmen who are trying to make a fucking dollar.
Yeah,
and
especially,
disgusting.
I think everyone in Spider-Man fandom just really wants to see Mary Jane die. That's who we really want to do. And give the fans what they want. Kill fucking Mary Jane.
Yeah, I know. Even the Superior Spider-Man stuff, it's like, just kill her. Somebody kill her.
Oh, but the newest issue.
Yeah.
I know
she almost
died, and Doc Ock doesn't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, I know. And I like that he's, dating a dwarf.
I know.
It's so cute. Oh. Okay.
All right, so we need to talk about Young Avengers.
Okay, so Kirk missed this one somehow, some way. Damn it all! Fucking Young Avengers, my friends.
What's been going on in it? Why is it so good?
Okay, so Young Avengers got this whole deal where...
I'm about to be spoiled right
now.
Well,
no. You know this stuff. Wiccan, he's hanging out with his Skrull boyfriend who's bummed about his mom dying.
Right.
So he does this spell and, looks through all these realities to find his mom before she dies and pulls her into their reality before... But he accidentally doesn't realize that he pulled in some sort of parasite, dimensional parasite instead.
Right.
And so now this dimensional parasite is trying to kill them or, whatever, taking over and all the other parents, and the thing is, if you're near this parasite, your parents will come back from the dead as these putty extra dimensional beings, and they'll try to fuck with you. And the last time you saw, Wiccan gave his powers to Loki finally, and then Loki just disappears, and they're all fuck, and they're surrounded by all these extra dimensional parasite
we were
parents.
Supposed to do that. We knew that.
But yeah, in this one, that part of it is resolved, and there's a really interesting way that they do that. Can I spoil it for you a little bit? I don't want to spoil it.
No, do it.
Okay, so
right now, one of the listeners.
So Loki does disappear. Then Loki's Kid Loki's out there, and then this other Loki comes in, and he's like, "Oh, so you were reborn. Then you tried really good to be a good person for once, and you're trying to be good. And then another Loki soul that was out in the world." Or out in the universe, came in, took over, and so now Kid Loki's evil Loki again, but then is trying to deal with that, and then being oh, but I'm not doing the right thing.
I can't believe you told me this. I can't believe you spoiled the comic for me.
God damn it!
Unbelievable,
That's why I asked you. I don't know. It's just a small part. It's really good though, because there's this emotional turmoil going on. I really like it.
I'll pick it up this week. I just honestly, what happened was I think the shop just ordered.
Probably.
Or then you get their whole order.
And then I really love the America Chavez character, in the Hawkeye girl. And I love them all. Novar is cute as fuck. I don't know.
That's a great series. I know we keep ranting about it, but
damn it, it's so good. It's just so relevant, and it's just so fresh, and I love the characters, and this is something that I feel there's not a lot of comics out there that I feel like I don't know, teenagers would be interested in, even. And this one is one where it's this, teenagers should totally be reading this.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. And especially the fact that it's so good. It's not just a young adult title. I mean, it really isn't.
And that is Young Avengers #5 that we're up to right now.
Yep.
All right, so now we're moving on to Age of Ultron. What's going on in that, Kirk?
You've been reading Age of Ultron. Here's the good and the bad of it. I'm still reading it. I'm still bearing with it. I'm not necessarily stoked on the new idea that they just threw at us.
Yeah. What is that? What's
the new
idea? I haven't been reading.
The whole series has been dealing with an alternate reality, but they're saying it's still happening now.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I know.
All right.
And Ultron has become sentient, and now he is just fucking up all the heroes. He's doing it from the future.
Okay.
Okay?
That's fucked up.
So Wolverine and Invisible Woman go, what we need to do is use the Doctor Doom time machine and go back and kill Hank Pym.
Kill Pym.
So they go back and they kill Hank Pym in the past.
Okay.
Now they're like, all right, we did what we had to do.
So they come
back, and now their timeline is altered again because they killed Pym. And now they're dealing with this whole new other reality.
What's the problem in the new reality? Is it Ultron still, or is something else?
It's not Ultron, but Tony Stark is kind of the new overseer, S.H.I.E.L.D. protect her. We still don't know the whole deal. And I forgot the other big baddie, but she comes out of nowhere and she's got like a bunch of like these Doom bots, and I guess it's like this big giant like war that's going on right now.
Okay.
And it's just, but like it's the reason I'm having a hard time explaining it is because it's that convoluted.
Right.
And on top of that, it's doing absolutely nothing with what's really going on in the rest of the Marvel Now universe.
That's why I've kind of turned a blind eye to Age of Ultron. But you're telling me there's a fantastic tie-in?
And how much do we hate the tie-ins?
Tie-ins are... I've been burned twice on tie-ins. I accidentally picked up 2 books that were Age of Ultron tie-ins, and I'm still pissed about it.
I hate the tie-ins. But Remender is a goddamn genius. He's writing Uncanny Avengers right now.
Mm-hmm.
His new story arc is with King the Conqueror and the 2 Apocalypse twins, which are the children of Archangel.
Right.
When he...
Dark Archangel.
Archangel when he ascended and became the new Apocalypse.
Right, which was in the Uncanny X-Force, Remender's Uncanny X-Force run, yes. Now, are they with Psylocke? Because they look kind of Asian.
They look kind of Asian, so
maybe
they might be with Psylocke. I need to go back and reread the issues because Uncanny Avengers, when it first started off, was kind of like, but now this plot's been like, oh, hell yes.
Okay, good.
So I need to go reread some of these. But he was able to use King and the Apocalypse twins and travel to the Age of Ultron timeline that's going on right now.
Yeah.
And use it as part of his plot of this ongoing story that he's using with the Apocalypse twins.
Man, Remender.
It was genius. So I hate tie-ins, and then all of a sudden, I needed this tie-in to keep the story going for.
Yeah.
It's badass.
Man, Remender, just know that we appreciate you.
Remender, and on top of that, I was finding out that Remender got this huge break as far as writing X-Force, and he was doing like little mini stories. He got his break in comics because he was an inker.
Yeah.
And you can make all like the Mallrats jokes you want, where it's like, oh, you're a tracer.
Right. And like, fuck you. Like, let me tell you what, I hate inking. I hate inking my own work. It's boring. And people who do a good job at that, like, I'm amazed by. Like, people are like, oh, you're just a tracer. Like, well, some people are, but some people really add to the fucking shit that's going on. And they're phenomenal. Yeah. And, like, you know how hard it is to work with ink? Because ink is not erasable, my friends. Like, shit is not easy to work with.
It's on there, and now you've destroyed someone's creation.
Like, it's amazing. And, like, I don't know.
When it comes to Remender...
They don't make shit either.
Yeah, so when it comes to Remender, the fact that he just started off as an inker, and he had some stories to pitch... I think his love of comics and these characters genuinely comes through, and I love the fact that he's writing now.
And that's what
that's an awesome story, by the way.
That's what it all boils down to. That is what it all boils down to, is that you love the characters and that you have a fucking sweet idea.
It's
and you're just like, I just want to see these characters do something awesome. Because you read some titles and you know that the person's just like, they stuck me on this book. I don't give a fuck about any of these characters.
But I gotta pay my bills, and I gotta keep... And I sound really cool when I'm at a cocktail party and I tell everyone I work for Marvel Comics.
Yeah, and it's just and it's such a bummer. I love it. You can tell when somebody really loves the characters. And Remender, you can definitely tell that he fucking gives a shit. Like, he fucking made Deathlock fucking cool again.
He made Deathlock cool again. He made Max Fury, which was a evil life replica of Nick Fury, cool.
Yeah.
He did amazing things with Taskmaster. Like, now I need as much Taskmaster stories in my life because of Remender.
And, I mean, he even, brought back Archangel and, did some fucking rad shit with that. I mean,
without even bringing in Apocalypse, but brought in the whole Apocalypse idea with other characters.
No, he's such a fresh and innovative voice, and I really good job, Remender.
Pretty badass.
Awesome.
So what else is on
the
agenda?
Moving on.
What did you talk about?
Well, we covered all our comics we're going to talk about this week, unless anything popped up.
So let's move on.
Let's talk about Star Trek Into Darkness. How about that?
All right.
Huh?
Well,
let's review our review.
Let's just make a lot of people happy right now. They're just gonna be pissed off. Oh my god, it was the greatest Star Trek movie ever. You heard Kirk say it. So you blah blah. It's the greatest. And then for everyone who has a problem with me saying it's the greatest movie, like, oh, okay, so it kind of had some problems, but it was still pretty fucking badass.
It's great.
Wait, I'm confused. Someone was criticizing you, saying it was the greatest movie?
I think everyone criticized everybody for not saying the fact that it's not the greatest Star Trek movie ever.
It's, it's good.
It's good.
It's good.
It's fantastic.
And it's like Tyson brought up, he's like, that's the story they chose to tell, which was a very action-packed story, so there wasn't time to do more character development. And that's fine. Like that, they did a good job telling the story that they chose to tell. I wish they had chose to tell a story with more character development, but it wasn't bad. hate it.
Well,
or
let's back
anything,
up
like,
in case. I think we're a little confusing right now.
Yeah, we did
Okay.
just dive into that a little bit.
We're talking about the fact that we did a video review of Star Trek.
Yes.
If you haven't seen that episode, it's out.
You check it out.
And some of the complaints, because we always get complaints no matter what we do.
Right. It doesn't matter what you do.
The complaints were that you were too negative about Star Trek, even though you talked for a good 15 minutes about all the things you loved, and then spent the next 5 minutes on things that were criticisms.
And this is the thing. It's like,
balanced
maybe
review. No.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe if I don't know. I just feel like I feel like there's a lot of these movies where they won't let you breathe, you know, and you're just like going and you're going and you're going. It's almost like watching a video game, and it's so much. And I see this happening a lot right now, and that's why I guess I'm a little bit more critical towards it. Not because it's a bad story, but because I've been seeing this trend a whole lot, and it's bothering me. And it's more like I'm bummed on Hollywood more than the movie itself. You know, of keep doing this. They keep doing this crazy.
Right,
I get that.
But you might want to point out for people that don't get it, you loved the movie.
No, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I liked it far better than Oblivion,
Right.
far better than Iron Man 3, it was just like,
how much does it suck that Iron Man 3 had to compete with Star Trek, dude?
Yeah.
They put those too close together.
They did.
I know,
Yeah.
and,
you wanted a 60s spy espionage Iron Man compared to sci-fi action from beginning to end.
I'm surprised that Star Trek still was not the #1 movie.
Well, I think it will be this weekend,
I
though.
watched the word of mouth. Because I think a lot of people just kind of automatically wave off the fact that it's Star Trek and it's for, fucking nerds.
I will say, fucking Dreadnought.
Well, did they not see the
really
2009
cool.
one? And I think that brought a whole new audience into it. But
I think
it's
maybe
been
a lot
4
of people
years,
skip
though.
that
But
too.
it's
I
been
don't know.
fucking 4 years.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They took too long.
And let's talk about hold on. The Dreadnought looked fucking rad.
Really fucking cool.
And I thought that was a great shout out because the old fans know that there is a Dreadnought class starship in Starfleet. But because of the new alternate timeline and the escalating war with the Klingons, that was a fucking Dreadnought.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That thing was massive and huge and really cool.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you tell us other things you liked about the movie?
Other things that I liked about the movie. Peter Weller.
Yeah.
RoboCop Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah.
He was great.
And it's so funny.
He was subtle and he stole scenes in his subtlety. I thought that was amazing.
And he used to be always a good guy. And now that he's older, he's always a bad guy.
But since Dexter, he's been the ultimate bad guy again.
And and I did enjoy to a degree the whole Khan and what was it? I can't remember the Peter Weller's name in the movie, but the whole you don't know. They're both telling Kirk their side of it, and in their opinion, that's
Marcus.
What's right. Marcus, yeah. And then you find out later that, yes, they're not lying to Kirk, either one, but they're both fucked up.
Right.
You know, they're both fucking assholes either way.
Exactly.
Which was really interesting. But this is my thing about, can I ask you, you know more about Star Trek than I do, admittedly.
Well, we're both next-gen fans.
Yeah, I'm next-gen. But
I definitely grew up on the original series.
Yeah, Kirk is all of them, so you know more than I do. What the fuck is up with Khan and Khan's people? Like, did they want to kill other
originally,
people?
Yeah, what's their motivation?
What's their
Why are they so pissed off?
They are so pissed off because they were originally biogenetically engineered as soldiers for not necessarily World War III, but there was another World War in Earth's past.
Okay.
Which I think is awesome idea.
Yeah, really
great.
Yeah, really
because they're talking about in modern times, like we shun that, the idea of genetically engineering people.
Yeah.
Right.
That was something we did.
Well,
anyway,
it's a bad idea then, it's a bad idea now, and it's a bad idea in the future, so just saying, whatever.
Well, I kind of genetically engineered to be just, a little bit cooler.
Well, I mean, it'd be cool to have a clone, but
how about
it's still a bad
healthy
idea.
but not superior?
I would be healthy but not superior. But, so they were engineered for that purpose, and then I think, I'm a little shady here, but either they served their purpose, and then just, they were like, okay, now we just capture them.
Box you up.
Yeah, box them up and throw them away.
Right.
Or I couldn't remember if they served their purpose and they were like, and hey, if we take
away.
over, we'll never have to fight another war again if we're in charge.
Okay. See, that's interesting. I like that angle.
Right.
Where it's like, we're trying to take over because we'll smooth everything out, but we're going to do it our fucking way, and you're not going to like it.
And so one of the big deals is that in the original series, the episode's called Space Seed, and they come across Khan and his crew on the Botany Bay, and they bring him out of hibernation, and that was kind of like the whole driving force. It's like, they find out more about him, they find out Earth's history, but then you do find out just incredibly savage Khan is. He's conniving and he's evil, and even though Kirk and his crew in the original series wanted to help them, they figured out a way to put him back on the Botany Bay and shoot him off to a planet and let them start their own culture and civilization.
Well, and I liked in Wrath of Khan, where even the other people, his people, were like, dude, can we just, not fuck with Kirk, and, we got a fucking ship, Let's just fucking go somewhere. Right. It'll be cool. But he's like, no, I gotta fuck up fucking Kirk, you know?
Yeah,
like,
Khan is a very vengeful, and he wants his Wrath of Khan. All right. Yeah. And so in Star Trek 2...
his boobs look good in that movie.
They looked great.
I was like,
and by the way, everyone had a really badass Jack with the huge collar in that film.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Those Star Trek films have the worst costume design. It's just like everything that's terrible from the 80s and the 70s combined in one awful future.
They're getting older, and you gotta hide those waistlines.
I know. You know that he's girdled up in that, too. Shatner is like... He's sucking it in, you know.
So anyways, what happens is you find out that when they fired back the Botany Bay onto the planet, there was this huge accident, and instead of putting him on this nice, like, paradise planet, they threw him on, like, the worst fucking, like, desert...
Right.
Like...
Shit planet.
Shit planet
they get pissed.
Ever. And that's when they get angry.
Okay.
So that was the whole thing.
All right.
But the thing that people are kind of really angry about is that the new Star Trek film is action-packed. And if you're going to do a Wrath of Khan type film, people forget... Star Trek 2 was also action-packed. Mm-hmm. Because the first Star Trek motion picture movie fucking sucked.
It's really boring. I don't know.
It's really boring.
I wouldn't say Wrath of Khan is
it just the talkie?
But it wasn't action-packed.
Compared to the first one.
Like,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But it is that, like, two ships chasing each other down and huge giant battle.
Yeah.
They had to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
So when everyone's like, well, this new Star Trek's Wrath of Khan, and where's the moral dilemma? Fuck the moral dilemma, dude. It's two dudes trying to blow each other out of the sky.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
And I think a lot of things, like, especially with this movie, I read this guy talking about how Star Trek Into Darkness, and what is the darkness? It's never actually revealed in the film. I think part of the
darkness of humanity, darkness of war.
Yes.
Like, hello.
I think the darkness is that the corruption in this most perfect Starfleet future that we keep expecting to see.
Yeah, well, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
That they still have problems with people trying to start wars. You know, you still have humans that are like, we got to start a war, even though that's not...
And even though Peter Weller's character is not necessarily starting the war, he's definitely preparing for one, and that sends the wrong message.
Well, and the thing is, if you prepare for one, you're going to get one. Yeah. You know, like, I mean, you kind of, like... You know, like attracts like, you know? I mean, I don't know. Just saying.
And truth be told, this movie was amazing.
It was
like
good.
I said, I think the word of mouth is going to get out, and people are going to realize it's not a straight Star Trek film. Yeah. It's an action sci-fi film.
I want to see it again.
Yeah.
Especially because I went to the bathroom 3 times.
You did.
So.
But the thing is, like, every time you came back, you're like, what did I miss? And it was just like, well, you're like, oh, I think I didn't understand the movie because, you know, I missed some stuff. But it's like, no, I don't think you missed that much.
No.
But, you know.
But there was great little shout-outs to the original series. Like the ship that they steal to go back, or not steal, but they take to Kronos to go recover Khan. Mm-hmm. You hear Sulu when he's acting captain, which by that whole scene was awesome.
Totally awesome. Way to go, Sulu.
You hear Sulu go, hey, docking bay, prep the confiscated ship from the Harry Mudd incident last month for takeoff. And it was a quick little shout-out to the original series and Harry Mudd. Mm-hmm. And you threw the Tribble in there, and
I like the Tribble.
The Tribble's cool.
I like the Tribble. I you know, I'm a girl. I like the Tribbles.
Tribbles are cool.
Oh, that was awesome.
They're really cute. I want one. But then you get 10. But whatever.
Yeah.
So okay. So Star Trek Into Darkness. We don't hate it. We liked it.
I loved it.
It's good.
Yeah, we liked it a lot. What?
What?
All right.
So,
whatever. I liked something. Okay. God.
Anyway, all right. Hey, let's talk about Adventure Time. That's something we all...
Oh, quick shout out to Adventure Time. I've been waiting for Adventure Time to come out on Netflix for quite some time. Mm-hmm. It finally, the first season's out. It's got like 26 episodes or something. It's got a lot of episodes. Mm-hmm. And it is my new favorite. I watch it every night, and it really helps to like de-stress you and stuff. It's fantastic.
Well, let's explain what it is.
Okay, Adventure Time is this, absurdist cartoon for children, and it's very imaginative. Anything goes. There's no real rules in this world. It's about Finn and Jake. Finn's the last human boy, and his talking dog Jake, who can get really big or have really long legs.
He has morphing powers.
He has morphing powers, and Jake's cool.
I love Jake.
Jake's kind of like the dude in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like, he kind of reminds me of the dude.
Also voiced by the same guy who does Bender in
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, it's
a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of seed planting, and I really enjoy the seed planting that's going on. Like, we were watching a bunch of stuff.
As the series starts to progress, it's not just this kid's show. You're actually starting to realize that everyone had certain relationships with each other, and
Right.
you're finding out that why the bad guy's a bad guy.
Well,
and
Dad is heartbroken.
And that's interesting because
No.
that's the thing. Like, I'm so sick of in our the past fucking 100 years we've had the same stories where it's like good guy, good guy has to kill bad guy. And it's like, but no, bad guys never think that they're bad guys. You know,
Right.
and that's why people love Game of Thrones because it shows why people are the way they are, why they make the decisions they make, whether they're a dick
Loki
or not.
and Thor. Loki doesn't think he's the bad guy.
Right, exactly.
You
And it's like, and it's so much more interesting when we take it to that next level where it's like, hey, the bad guy might not think he's a bad guy, and let's explain his motivations, and maybe we can reach him and reach an accord of some sort, or reach a peaceable solution versus just punching him in the face.
Are you talking about specifically the Frost King in that episode we watched?
Well, not
Yeah.
I mean even that, but even the businessmen episode where they had all these businessmen, wash up on shore and they unfreeze them, and then the businessmen, you will hire us,
Which
and
probably something that happened. They were trying to negotiate a contract or a storyline. They're like, oh well, now we've got a story.
it's fantastic.
We're going to animate what happened today.
It's an amazing look at businessmen and how.
And in case anyone's
works.
not clear, what we're saying is that there's a message underneath all of
There's
the crazy absurdists.
There's a great moral message with every episode. It's so sweet.
And the thing is,
cute.
if you're not paying attention, you're just going to look over and think this is something this is
Right.
weird, this is absurd, this is stupid.
I was really
But when
shocked,
you
particularly
think about
that
it-
episode where
the Jiggler.
well, that one. The one where they were like to the Frost King, like, you're a sociopath.
Yeah,
And it's like,
They go
I've
there.
never heard a
Yeah.
kids show talking about what
Well,
a sociopath is. That's great.
The Jiggler episode was such a great episode about don't take baby birds, don't take fucking little baby animals and stuff.
Because if you touch them, their mother
that's
won't
not
accept
good,
them.
and
Like I said, they're teaching.
Right.
Like,
That is a great lesson for kids.
I actually
adults.
learned a lesson in one of the episodes when he goes, "Dude, sucking at something is the first step at being sort of good at something."
Yeah.
I went,
Oh, man.
and then they were
thanks,
trying to
dude.
become wizards or whatever, and they're like, well, first you gotta do this, and then you gotta do this,
Yeah.
and then that's how it is. Like, you gotta learn from the bottom up, but then when he gets to the top, he's enslaved, and then he's like, no, fuck this, let's figure it out, have some new fucking ideas, and ends up fixing the problem with his new ideas. That's exactly what's going on our site right now. Oh my god, it's amazing. It's
I
fantastic.
love adventure. I'm glad that we threw out the adventure. Good idea,
Yeah.
T-Bone.
Yeah.
I'm glad we
Yeah.
talked about that.
Well, we're going to do a video about the best kids entertainment out there at some point.
If I could just be in the background, I wouldn't even talk. I just want to wear an Adventure Time.
Hey, you can be there.
Like,
Dude,
my just in the background, just I
my
love
little
Adventure
cousin
Time.
Walker, he loves Adventure
Oh,
Time. But
so
my
good.
little cousin Walker's a star child. He's from space or something. He's amazing. So even his whole family's
Hey.
I don't understand how we have him. We don't understand how he came from us. He's amazing. And he loves Adventure Time. And I was listening to my drunk uncle trying to explain Adventure Time to me. And it was really awesome because he was like, "Oh, it's great, it's great." He was
Yeah, that's a good point because I don't think anyone that's explained to me because I've heard you should see Adventure Time, but no one explained to me why it's so good. Really,
yeah,
it's so good because it's the most insane. It seems drug induced.
Yeah.
It is.
Cartoon
It's a
show.
little-
it's fantastic.
On the
when you're
surface,
smoking
on the
weed.
surface,
I'm
it seems
just
like
saying.
these people were just completely baked out of their minds when they made this up. But then you watch it and you realize there's these great messages in
Well,
there about society, about
But when you
moral
watch
lessons.
it, when you're baked, you see all these fucking.
There you go.
There
There you go.
It's only now you know why we really like Adventure Time.
Well,
I'm
the
just
last
saying.
episode I watched, the best thing I learned was I don't remember what episode it was. One with a mountain that was
Oh,
talking.
the mouth is wide.
Right, and in the end, he learns that. Are these spoilers that we say this? I don't think
this is the
these are
thing. It's
spoilers.
like,
spoilers. They're just
he-
these are reasons to go see the show.
Finn was trying to please the mountain, and then he couldn't please the other people, and then he couldn't please the other people, and then nobody was pleased, and so he's
'Cause
decided.
his job is to fix problems in
Right, you
Adventure
wanted to
Time
fix
Land.
problems, and so instead of trying to fix everyone's problem, because you can't please everybody and try to please everybody, he just made everyone fix everybody else's problem. Where it's like, oh,
Well, no, it was I can fix one person's problem. I can't solve everyone's problem.
yeah,
But because he fixes one person's problem, then they are okay, and then they can fix someone else's problem and
Right.
someone else's problem. And
And
so
it-
that's the message: is don't try to please everyone. At least fix somebody.
right.
Fix one
Just
person, and then
focus.
they will be in a place where they can
Did I mention that I love Adventure
pay it
Time?
forward.
I know it's fantastic. It's just it's
Hmm.
All right,
Adventure
so
Time.
check out Adventure Time if you aren't already
Do it.
doing it. We are way behind because it's season 4 by now.
Right.
I can't believe we didn't see this earlier.
Yeah, I caught on to it only maybe 6 months
Like
ago.
I said, I've been waiting for it on,
Yeah.
on Netflix. So,
Hey.
but let's
What are we going to do now?
do some do a couple Twitter questions.
Twitter
Yeah.
questions, all
Twitter
right.
and Facebook questions.
So from
So send in
Twitter-
your Twitter questions.
Well, they've already been sent.
But always send them anyways.
But, you know. Scud Musket says, what are your thoughts on Jonny the Homicidal Maniac? JTHM.
I think Jonny the Homicidal Maniac is the reason why damn it. I realize there's more than just superheroes out there.
You know, yes, 120 million %.
It probably really screwed me up and made me the person I am today, and I love it.
Well, like, I feel like Jonny the Homicidal Maniac hit me at the perfect time. Like, I found it when I was in 7th grade, and it changed my life.
Right.
And it really put me on the whole indie path. And because before I was like, Gen 13 and X-Men and stuff. And then after that, I was like indie for a long time. And like, I got in trouble.
Oh, you weren't allowed to have that comic in
I
school.
was in trouble. I remember going on a school trip. And I was handing it out to other kids. I was like totally pushing it on other people. And they're like, oh, this shit's crazy. I'm like, I know. And oh my god, Jonny the Homicidal Maniac did really influenced me a lot. So I can't even...
Yeah, it put me on the indie track. I became a Jonan Vasquez fan forever.
Oh, yeah.
Probably the reason why, I can recite Invader Zim episodes.
Oh, yeah. And then, and then there's Squee, you know.
Oh, the Squee.
That was amazing. I mean, it's just... That was really influential for me, personally. Like, it was a big deal.
And those issues, especially if you have the original ones, you talk about collector's issues.
Yeah.
Those things are worth so much money, and I'll tell you why.
I had to give them all away, too.
No one will let them go.
Like, okay, so my dad found him. He's like, what is this JTHM? And, like, I had to try to explain it to him. And, like, what does that stand for? And I was like, Jonny the Homicidal Maniac. And that did not go over well. And then he was like, well, I can either throw these away, or you can give them away. And I was like, well...
What comic did your dad approve of?
None. No, he was okay with X-Men, like the cartoon and stuff. But, I mean, he was... I don't know. He doesn't approve of anything that I like.
Dude.
And so I ended up giving him to my friend Amber. I was like, you know what? I'd rather give them to somebody than have them thrown away. You know.
Can I just long-term loan these to you?
It's like I need to go buy the fucking book again. You know, the whole thing again. Tyson needs to read it. He's never even seen it.
You know what? If you buy it, it's got so much reread value.
It's fantastic.
It's so good.
It's really good. And like hell, when he goes to hell at some point, and there's like this giant eyeball in the sky, and everyone's just like, oh, the eyeball's looking at me, and they got and it's just like, oh, that's.
And the worst thing is that hell is exactly like Earth.
It's exactly like Earth. It's like the same fucking.
Like, no, you were already there, dude.
It's like so.
Oh, and the devil shows up as a cheerleader.
Oh yeah,
and that's the scariest thing to think of.
But in heaven, it's like everyone's like, oh, I don't care about anything. I've reached enlightenment. You know, it's just like it's so fucking awesome.
But in heaven, you get the head explodey power.
Yes, you do get the head explodey power, and then it's pretty awesome. So yeah, Jonny the Homicidal Maniac, huge influence, amazing. Jonah Vasquez is amazing.
All right, what's our next Twitter question?
Okay, okay, Sebastian Rivera asks, what's your background with Japanese animation, manga, name favorites? So, yeah, I grew up with manga and anime and stuff. I grew up in a time where you couldn't fucking get it, and you had to get shitty fan subs. Like, people are spoiled today. Like, they don't realize, like, you couldn't get this shit. Like, the only thing you could get was Cowboy Bebop. And that's sort of thing.
I mean, a lot of my old
in the 90s.
Yeah, a lot of my old anime and manga came literally off of VHS cassettes.
Yes.
Because you had that one kid who knew how to get it.
I spent fucking $80 on a Revolutionary Girl Utena the movie fan sub VHS. Ugh. Like, you could not get it. My okay, let me just set the stage for this. I remember I was a little girl, and I was somehow I was near a newspaper, and there was this article about Sailor Moon, and it was talking about how Sailor Moon's this huge thing in Japan, and it's going to come over here, and how it might turn into a massive thing here, and it had this picture, the picture of Sailor Moon in front of the moon, and she's like, kind of look, in the name of the moon.
Oh yeah, the two little fingers over the eye look.
And I cut out the clipping, and I kept it in my pocket, and I would just look at that picture for a long time. Like, it was like, what is this? Like, this is it! Like, I was so excited. And
it's what the Power Rangers really wanted to be.
I did Sailor Moon. I did Dragon Ball Z. I became the world's largest Vegeta fan of all time. And then that crossed over to things like Cowboy Bebop.
Your hair?
I know.
Are you Super Saiyan all the time?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Like, I fucking love that shit. Like, I know the cartoon's not that great, but, like, fuck it. there is a issue of Dragon Ball that I sent in a giant fan art of Vegeta that I did of all these different like pictures of him, and it's printed in the back of a Dragon Ball.
Oh, cool!
Yeah, I have it. It's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, it was Battle Age Alita. I think it was the first one.
You're a little more mature than I was.
What's that?
You're a little more mature than I was.
I don't think. Well, no, I don't think it was necessarily mature. It was more like, just the idea of, because the whole story dealt with the lower class and the higher class and the super poor wanting to descend to get rich, but you never saw where the rich people lived.
Yeah.
They lived like really high up in these super high buildings, way in the clouds. Yeah. And meanwhile, while you never see that, you also see Alita like dealing with like selling organs on the black market, and people are like trading organs and getting cybernetic, like the idea of getting cybernetic arms and legs and things like that was just mind-blowing to me.
Like,
and I think that's how I got hooked on it.
I'll say this. Two things that got me hooked was, Cartoon Network when they started doing anime, but then also,
Toonami,
if you remember, Toonami.
Right.
If you also remember Saturday Anime on Sci-Fi Channel, because that was a big thing for me. I saw Robot Carnival on that. I saw Demon City Shinjuku on that. I saw Akira when they did a big thing for Akira on fucking Sci-Fi Channel. Like, that was a big thing for me, too. Like, that was a huge...
Oh, man. Then I started really getting it, like, obviously Cowboy Bebop, for
sure. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop was huge. I did a whole fucking, like, presentation on that shit in, like, English class when I was in high school.
Ghost in the Shell is still a mindfuck every time I put it on.
Oh, yeah. Ghost in the Shell is, like, fucking animation. Like, the fucking...
And it started off as a comic first, and those concepts and ideas were amazing.
The dubbing is not that great, but... It's really good animation.
Have you guys seen Project A-ko?
No, not yet.
That's T-Bone's deal.
That was something I saw as a kid that just blew my mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. It must have been made in like 88 or something. I don't know. But just the fact that, like, when I saw it, I was like, whoa, this is a cartoon.
Right.
And it's got nudity in it. It's got giant robots. It's got this insane technological stuff. Like, something that you just never see in sci-fi movies or anything. And I loved it. And I tried to, but that was, like you said, it was back when you couldn't find anything like that. I don't know how I got this VHS tape of it.
See, no one knows. I know. It's like The Ring. All of a sudden, this tape appears in your room one day, and it's like, oh my god, there's manga on here. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But but that did influence me to go like find a magazine and try to order some more.
Right.
And a lot of that stuff was hit and miss.
And I got something really terrible and burned on it. And so I
listen to this shit. Listen to this shit. I was borrowing VHS fan subs of Vision of Escaflowne.
Oh, dude, Escaflowne fucking ruled.
Yeah,
I did like the movie, though. I love the show.
No, I like the movie. The movie's weird, but the show, like, oh my god. Like, I have, like, Escaflowne soundtracks. Like, there's this one song that makes me cry, like, even if I listen to it now. It's like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. And anyways, there was this guy, when I was 15 years old, I had this really creepy anime stalker guy. Like, he was, like, super into anime. He was, like, 20-something. He got kicked out of the fucking Navy because he was, like, a wiener, and, like, he was really lame. And
they put a giant stamp over his like file, like wiener.
We don't want him, and he was obsessed with 15-year-old girls. Obviously, I was, because every heroine in anime is 15 years old.
That's true.
So he liked me, totally so he let me borrow his Escaflowne tapes, whatever. But then, like, I don't know, I wouldn't turn him in on time, and then he'd get mad at me, and then. I was like, you're a weirdo, and,
Anyway, we need to do our last Twitter question.
Okay. But,
I'm still not ready to let it go.
I know.
Fully Cooley.
Oh my god,
is my all-time favorite name, everything.
I have it on DVD. I love Fully Cooley. Revolution Girl Athena is a big deal for me personally. I don't know.
Okay, maybe we do need to go. Maybe that needs a whole other podcast.
I know
I had to get the Fully Cooley shout out. I love Fully Cooley so much.
Fully is so fucking good. Like, again, it's absurdist, but at the same time, it's absurdist because it's burying a deeper message, which is like fucking growing up and like how hard it is and like how crazy it is and like you don't even know what's going on and like these huge emotions that you're feeling. You don't even know how to deal with them. It's like, fuck you. It's so good. I want to be fucking Haruko so bad.
Dude, T-Bone, I'm so sorry that we just were like, no, I can't let it go.
I love it.
That's right.
It's
all
so
right.
good.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay, so let's do your you got a Doctor Who question, I believe.
Oh, I did get a Doctor Who question.
And I know that you really want to talk about it.
I really do. This comes from Emily Maxwell on Twitter, who's also becoming one of my favorite Twitter friends.
Aw, Emily.
She's awesome, and she's Canadian, and she also like posts about hockey.
That's awesome.
So
that's T-Bone's favorite.
So we have like really fun Twitter like conversations. She's awesome. And you know what? You guys should go follow her at Emily Maxwell, and she's got 2 little X's on either side.
Anyway, what's her question?
Her question was, Doctor Who finale, thoughts?
Okay, so I'm not Doctor Who, this is all
you're not a Doctor Who fan,
Let's
but the whole
it.
series has been trying to figure out who Clara, the new companion, is, and how come she keeps dying and coming back.
Okay.
And we've had some really fun little stories all involved, but Clara has been like the big mystery, and we found out all about Clara, and we also found out there's a whole other regeneration about the Doctor that we never knew about.
Okay, let's hear more about
it. The series ends with the Great Intelligence coming back.
Okay.
They travel to a planet where the Doctor is buried.
Okay.
Eventually, he dies.
Right.
And he's buried.
Wait, is there a new Doctor now again?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Maybe.
I was like, fuck, is there another fucking Doctor?
No.
Like, every time I blink my eyes.
There is another Doctor.
Okay.
But we go there and we find out that in this TARDIS that's starting to decompose and bleed and kind of bleed out is where the Doctor is buried. And there we find like this weird wispy like break in time inside the TARDIS where he's still like dead.
Yeah.
You find out that is the Doctor's entire timeline. Right then and there, just like existing.
Okay.
And so the Great Intelligence shows up and they go, cool, we figured out how to beat the Doctor. And they enter into the time stream and they break off into a bunch of million little pieces. And every time the Doctor in any incarnation, all throughout time and history and space, has saved the universe, these guys go there and
fuck it up.
And they stop the Doctor from saving people.
Okay.
And you're watching, like, now they're watching, like, entire stars go out in the galaxy.
Oh.
You're watching entire planets disappear.
How intelligent is the Great Intelligence?
They
just want to destroy.
And they're trying to figure out how do we save the Doctor. Meanwhile, Matt Smith is on the ground and he's writhing in pain because, like, all instantaneously he's dying in every single moment in his life.
Okay.
And Clara realizes that I have to go save him. And I've done it before, so obviously I'm going to go do it again.
Right.
And we find out that Clara walks into the time stream. She splits off into a bunch of little pieces all throughout time and space. And we find out that throughout the entire time that the Doctor has existed,
that Clara's
been there from the first regen to the last. And she's been the constant companion, even though we never knew about her. She's like the oldest companion. It is her job to save the Doctor. That's what she exists for. And so now she goes in and she helps the Doctor fight the Great Intelligence. This is all happening instantaneously.
Okay.
All in this great moment. This is all happening throughout the Doctor's timeline.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm with you.
So she's born. She doesn't know why she exists. But then she saves the Doctor and then she dies.
Okay.
I chose not to pay attention to any of this because I actually want to watch Doctor Who sometime, and I don't want to be
spoiled. And I won't go into the whole thing because we do run into River again, and it's her final episode, and we kind of see that.
Wait, is River the redhead?
River is the Doctor's wife.
Okay.
Who's God, now I've found out people don't want to hear about this, but I don't want to ruin it for TV.
This is the finale.
Yeah, this is the finale that we close up River's.
I
don't want to give that part away. You need to watch it.
This is all I want to know. Does Doctor Who ever get to bone a chick? Like, that's like why I don't like Doctor Who, because he never gets to fucking bone his companion. And it's like, what?
He does get to kiss him once in a while. That's pretty much it.
A kiss?
I know.
You fucking British.
Oh, we are not even done yet.
Okay,
we're not even done yet.
Keep going.
So now Clara's broken off a million pieces. She saved the Doctor, and they're inside the time stream, and she's holding Matt Smith, Doctor, and you're seeing like the other Doctors run past him, like little like just glimpses. You see like Eccleston, and you see Matt Smith just kind of run by, and you see like Tom Baker's Doctor run by, and then they look over, and there's this other Doctor.
Another Doctor.
And she goes, "Who's that? I've never seen her before." He goes, "That's not the Doctor," and he's me. Matt Smith goes, "He's me, but he's not me." And apparently he's this other character, this one regen that we didn't know about, who never took the name Doctor Who.
Okay.
And apparently he did something so horrible and so bad that we can't let it, like, he's not...
Oh, he's not even named.
And they did something absolutely genius. Because this is the last part of the finale. Turns around and it's fucking John Hurt.
What?
The actor John Hurt.
What? What is John Hurt doing?
He's the fucking incarnation of the Doctor. And then they put...
The Doctor Who will not be named?
The Doctor will not be named.
Okay.
And the titles come up, like credits right next to him. And it says, and also featuring John Hurt as the Doctor. I've got goosebumps. Danica's looking at me weird. President's ignoring everything and doodling. But the rest of you listening to this know exactly what you were feeling when that happened.
I want to like Doctor Who. I want it.
What we're finding out is that there's another regeneration of the Doctor that we don't know about.
So, okay, so are they going to, like, is he, okay, so this is a generation from the past.
Yes.
Okay. So are we going to now learn the backstory? Yes. Is John Hurt going to be, like, the Doctor in the next incarnation?
He's going to show up next season.
All right.
And I think...
But is he going to be the main, or is it
it's not going to be the next season. It's going to be... They're doing a Christmas special, but we also get the 50th anniversary.
I like that the British always do Christmas specials.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Downton Abbey.
A lot of people on Downton Abbey I hate. But we're going to find out in November when they do the 50th anniversary, and I think that's going to be the main storyline.
Okay.
So Matt Smith and David Tennant will team up to take on John Hurt.
Wait a minute. Now there's two of them, and they're going to go after him?
You need to get so caught up.
God damn it. I don't even know.
You need to get so caught up.
I just need to, I don't know. You got to do, like, I don't know. You have to do hardcore drugs or something, maybe for me to understand it.
Okay.
Maybe that'll help. Because I've never tried it like that. I don't know. I need to try it.
It was the greatest thing ever. The finale, just all Whovians everywhere just flipping out.
Whovians.
So I know it does relate to an old episode called like The Trial of the Doctor, the Three Doctors that I need to go watch. But
would everyone die
if
Benedict Cumberbatch was a Doctor Who?
Yes.
That would be... I was thinking that. I was like, wait a minute. Why hasn't he been a Doctor Who? He seems like he would be a Doctor Who.
He just needs to be... Oh, dude, he'd be like the most awesome Doctor.
He would be the most awesome Doctor.
He would.
But it'd be a hard act to follow, you know.
But he's Sherlock, too, so that's why he's awesome.
I know. That guy's on fire. Have you heard the name
great.
For people who are fans of him?
Cumberbitches?
Cumberbitches. Just saying.
Apparently he hates it, but...
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does. I don't know. He's good.
I guess that makes my mother a Cumberbitch.
Yeah,
she
I
rules over that kid.
You can kind of count me in a little bit on that one. I like unconventionally handsome.
Man, I am just surrounded by Cumberbitches. Fuck this.
I know. You're a Cumberbitch. Shut up.
A little bit. I'm totally a Cumberbitch.
All right.
So that's it.
Thanks for letting me rant about Doctor Who.
Oh no, anytime. This is therapy. This should be the CBG19 Plopcast therapy session.
Yes.
That's what it should be called, you know.
We talked about a lot of stuff today.
We did. It was good. What else do we have?
I think that's it.
Is there any calls to action you want to put in there?
What am I supposed to call? I forgot.
I don't know.
I've been drinking beers now. I forgot.
Whoopsie.
I know.
So.
Oh wait.
Don't forget this. We can find this on SoundCloud.
Oh yeah, this is on SoundCloud. This is also on our podcast. We're working on the iTunes thing. It's
the iTunes thing is sucking. What I think we should do is just do this up. We'll put it up on YouTube so you can comment, but then we'll also put the link so you can download it.
I mean, it'll eventually be on iTunes.
Yeah.
But there's like all these
maybe don't make promises.
Well, okay, I'm not gonna make any promises.
What have we learned with the show so far? Don't make promises.
What I've learned, yes, 100%. But what I have also learned is that iTunes is fucking like bitch to navigate, and there's all this weird shit, and you got it's like we got so much on our plate that like. We're trying our best.
Yeah.
Like we're trying our best.
Yeah, we should tell people about what's going on with the show right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Fucking shout out at the
talking.
very end that nobody is probably even listening anymore. But we reached 100,000 subscribers today, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Show's fucking clink. Show's doing great. Everyone's excited. We are in a very transitional time right now. There's a lot of plates up in the air. We are currently, I think next week we're supposed to receive our Kickstarter funds, thereby being able to start fulfilling our Kickstarter orders. And also we are planning on moving in the next 2 months. So we're going to have the next 2 months going to be really crazy. So we're working on it.
Yeah.
But
phase 2 will probably start in July.
No, I would say August at this point. Like,
well,
because we gotta move in July.
We're hoping for July.
I just know that I've got a lot of envelopes I'm going to have to look for you guys.
I know. Kirk's totally going to have to... I'm going to buy a 36-inch pizza. It's going to be...
Just feed Kirk and lick the envelopes.
I was telling Robert Edwards, too, that he was invited, and I've been telling my friends, like, all my friends, I'm like, hey, you guys are all going to have to come over, and we're just going to, like, give them pizza and beers, and everyone's going to lick envelopes. And
an envelope licking party.
It's going to be awesome. It's like, I put acid on the envelopes. Didn't tell you.
And then things got weird. Luckily the cameras were rolling.
So things are really crazy right now. Just bear with us. The next 2 months are going to be really crazy for us. June and July are both going to be pretty crazy. So just bear with us. After that, everything should start. Like,
but hey, if anything else, you're starting to see like the benefits of it.
Yeah.
Like, the podcast is starting to come out a little bit more.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You guys got that Star Trek video out really
I
quickly.
know, because we preemptively purchased a...
A device to edit faster.
And it really made our editing way faster. Tyson doesn't want anyone to know. And
Tyson got a new toy. That's all he needs to know.
Yeah, it's pretty
awesome.
fantastic. It's really helping us. So thank you guys so much for all your support. And we love you.
Yeah.
So, officially, we're the Plopcast.
Plopcast.
Alrighty.
Officially. So we'll see you in the next week or two.
Okay.
All right.
Episode 4, guys. Thanks a lot.
Over and out.